Vamos! 3-0 at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan with Eric Garcia, Robert Lewandowski, and Raphinha all getting on the score sheet. Phenomenal performance from Barcelona. So let's do a deep tactical breakdown from Barcelona's performance today against Sevilla away from home. So in terms of our lineups today, we lined up in a 4-3-3 with Eric Garcia, Balde, Araujo, and Koundé, with Gavi, Busquets, and Pedri in midfield, Dembele, Lewandowski, and Raphinha up front, and of course Ter Stegen in goal. In terms of our stats, we dominated them in almost every aspect of the game. In fouls, we had less than them. In shots, we had more than double than Sevilla. And in possession, we dominated a pretty possession-based Lopetegui system. In terms of our other stats, we had 4 corners to their 441 passes to their 368, and 83% pass accuracy to their 77. Of course, the passing was not great, but mainly due to 2 reasons. One, they have a really terrible pitch, and they just never seem to regulate it. I mean, I don't know what they did with that CVC money, because if you don't work on that pitch, what do you work on? Just a terrible performance in that sense, in terms of the pitch from Sevilla. The other reason is this referee called, let's just say his name again. Lajos, the worst referee in the history of Spanish football. Just get him out. He's just terrible. We have to get him out. He's literally the most biased referee in the world. 90% sure he's a Bartomeu fan is what first came out. Definitely a Bartomeu fan, but also definitely a Real Madrid fan, because just a terrible referee. Just crazy how he's still in the game. But apparently he is the guy that always seems to come in the most important games for Barcelona. So anyways, he was terrible as usual. But moving on to the more important aspects of the game, we, of course, after this result, are third in La Liga. Raphinha was able to score his first goal in La Liga. He was amazing once again today. I think in the last game, got an assist. Today, got a goal. I mean, we're starting to see why we bought Raphinha. Just so clinical. Was able to do a lot of really, really good dribbles and just cause a lot of movement on that right-hand side. Of course, we won our last game 4-0 against Valladolid. That was a very difficult game, and in the sense that we were facing a team that were going to sit in a deep block, and this was also a very difficult game. Sevilla caused a lot of problems for us, especially in the first 20 minutes, but we managed to recover, and we go out with a solid 3-0 win. Moving on to the games that we have next, we have Victoria Plzen in the Champions League. We have Cadiz, which is going to be a very difficult game. I think people are underestimating that game. Very difficult, in a very difficult place as well. And then we have Bayern, which is going to be the big game, where all the things that we have done this season, even our preseason, everything will come under test in one of the most difficult fixtures of the season for this Barcelona team. In terms of substitutions today, Balde was the starter and Jordi Alba actually managed to be the substitute. He did not do anything meaningful. He actually caused a few problems for our own defense, which is always convenient. And it just wasn't a great performance from Jordi Alba in the few minutes that he was actually on the pitch. Ferran Torres came on, same thing as Jordi Alba, just not a player that is looking to be confident at all. Just a pretty terrible performance from him. But he is recovering from a pretty long-term injury that has kept him out for a long time, including a whole preseason. He was not available, so we'll just have to give him time so that he can integrate into this team. Frenkie de Jong came on and was just superb. He replaced Pedri, did a lot of amazing runs forward, was pretty decent when it comes to attacking output, and was very close to scoring a goal as well. Ansu Fati replaced Lewandowski as he was going to get rested for the game against Victoria Plzen on Wednesday, and Ansu Fati was not able to do much, but a lot of good movement as usual from him. Sergio Roberto came on, was very close to getting an amazing assist for Lewandowski, phenomenal cross, and he is looking to be back to his best, which is going to be really useful as a utility player for Football Club Barcelona. Now, when it comes to our player ratings today, Ter Stegen deserved an 8. I could have given him a 9. He's honestly becoming the player that I really hoped he would become this season. Just amazing goalkeeper, and made a few really crucial saves, was solid with his feet, and hopefully we see the Ter Stegen that we all want to see, which is the one from 2015 to 2019. Just an amazing player. When it comes to our back four, Balde was very solid, played quite well defensively, positionally great, passes were great, made one, I think, good cross that I think should have had a better result, but it did not, but pretty decent performance from him. Our other back three, consisting of Eric Garcia, Araujo, and Koundé. Eric Garcia was very solid again, distribution was great, and he of course got a goal as well. Araujo was solid as ever from the Uruguayan, just had so much tenacity, so much power, so much aggressiveness, just a great player, and he capped off a good performance. The only problem was his ball progression was not great, but that is something he's improving on, and the player we're going to be talking about next, Koundé, did very much help with that. They both alternated position because they can both play center back and right back. Koundé was solid, 2 assists as well, which I'll talk about later on in this video, but it's an amazing performance from Koundé as well. When it comes to our midfield of Busquets, Pedri, and Gavi, amazing performance from all of them. They all played exceptionally well in a lot of senses. I think Pedri and Busquets, in the first 20-25 minutes, they were not great, but then they just eased into the game a little bit more. Still not to their usual level, which is why I'm giving them 6s. When it comes to Gavi, he was just a monster today. Defensively superb, a lot of great attacking output, just an amazing performance from Gavi in that sense. And our front three of Dembélé, Raphinha, and Lewandowski were all amazing. Dembélé, I'm only giving a 7 because he did miss 2 pretty much a sitter, and so I'm very disappointed in that sense. But he is the guy that is the key for all of our counterattacks. Started the first one, is just capable of doing so much on the counter. So really happy to have Dembélé renewed. Raphinha has been a revelation since he's come in preseason against teams, of course, like New York Red Bulls and Real Madrid. He was superb, and he's showing that once again. Last week, it was an assist. This week, it's a goal. Amazing from Raphinha, and let's just hope he continues with this. Up front, we had Lewandowski, was just superb once again. He is just a monster in the box. We've signed the best striker in European football. Forget about Benzema. I don't know what he's doing on this Ballon d'Or thing. It should be Lewandowski. He is just amazing. Lewandowski, superb performance, and caps off an amazing team performance from Barcelona. And when it comes to Jules Koundé, he recorded 2 assists for the first time in his whole career in a single match. And he did more today than he did in his last 78 appearances combined for Sevilla, which just shows how amazing he's been today for Barcelona. He also did an amazing assist to Robert Lewandowski, and he scored a volley, which was just amazing. And Barcelona's defenders and attackers played really well today. I think when it comes to a lot of opinion surrounding Barcelona's performance today, Guardiolista said that Gavi was his man of the match. He ran his socks off, 11 goddamn kilometers covered in 80 minutes, which just sums up what a great performance this was from Gavi. Remember, he just turned 18, and he's just been dominating teams, whether it's nationally or whether it is for Barcelona. He's just been superb. Gavi capped off yet another superb performance from that midfield. Talk FCB, huge creator in the Barcelona space, said huge away win from Barca, and Sevilla has had a tough start to the season, but that doesn't change the importance of this win. 3 more goals, more attacking magic, and another clean sheet. The most important thing I feel was the clean sheet, because I think that defense really does need confidence. Not because we've been performing really well over the last few months, but last season we were terrible, and we've had a lot of similar players to the ones that we had from last season, especially Ter Stegen, Araujo, and Eric Garcia. So defense performing well was obviously huge. And then Rafael Hernandez has said big wins at Real Sociedad and Sevilla, excellent. This was also key because having Sevilla at La Real in that amazing stadium, the Anoeta, it was always going to be difficult, but we capped off an amazing performance after a difficult start in a difficult away ground. So we managed to actually get through that. And now, against Sevilla at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, where it was always going to be very difficult, we did it once again. So amazing from Barcelona. Overall, I think this was a great performance from Barcelona. There are still a few things that we have to improve on. I think our start to the game was very bad. We really did give Sevilla a lot of chances. And we just have to remember, against a PSG, against Real Madrid, against a team like Bayern and Inter Milan, if we give chances like that, they're going to take it. We have to be more cautious in the back. We cannot be doing stupid passes. We have to be the way that Barcelona has always been. Keep possession, be calm, be patient. The chances will come. We've got the quality, we've got the defense, we've got the midfielders, and we've got the attack. Patience is the key for Barcelona. If we're not patient, we will not be a great team. We were patient today for the most extent. We really did lower the tempo of the game from Sevilla. We got control. We were the ones with the ball, and that is why we won the match. And for Barcelona to succeed as a football club, we must continue to do this. This is something Xavi will definitely be counting on. Playing on the counterattack is great. I think that's an amazing aspect of Barcelona's game. But if we're not in control when it comes to our possession, we will be struggling against the top teams in Europe. Because possession is what makes Barcelona a unique team It's what made Barcelona the team that I fell in love with, and this is the team that we really need. One with possession, one that has control of the game, and we've just got to hope Barcelona does this. But until next time, Visca el Barça.